Everyone, Christian here, and I was driving around near downtown Fort Myers, and I found this entire row kind of wrapping around the corner here of a interesting Syagrus hybrid that's been around for a long time, called Syagrus x montgomeryana, which is actually a cross between Syagrus romanzoffiana, the queen palm, and Syagrus schizophylla, which is the aracuri palm, both of which have been around quite some time. So this hybrid has actually also been around for quite some time. And at first glance, you can see they look like coconuts. You know, with the way their fronds, the midribs, the rachis, and their trunk, it looks very coconutty, and for lack of a better adjective. So it really kind of has it looks almost like a hybrid between a coconut and a mule. So it's like one step closer to a coconut look. But it was named after the first time they kind of found this was at Montgomery Botanical Center, so they named it after the Botanical Center. And unfortunately, it is a mule in itself. You can actually see there, if you look up close here, if we go right there, you can see there's actually a seed bract which is empty because it only has either male or female flowers, but sometimes they will pollinate each other and you can get seed off them like that, or you can back cross them with another species and get a tri-species hybrid, or a back cross between the hybrid and another species, I should say. So these are actually really neat. They take full sun. Obviously both the other plants take full sun, and they grow they don't grow as fast as a queen, but they grow much faster than a schizophylla does. So and they provide kind of that mid, they're a little bit smaller than queens. The trunks are not nearly as thick, and they aren't that hard to grow. They have more upright leaflets. You can see the difference there. A queen would have, and they're not as plumose as you can see. They're more bipinnate, meaning they have pinnae that kind of grow in two different angles. So they don't have just a single level of pinnae. They kind of have almost like a ruffle look, a little bit different than. That's where you can kind of tell the difference between that and a coconut. If you look right there, you can see that. So and the crowns, they look very similar to a coconut. They don't have as much color. They're going to be more gray. They're going to hold a lot more leaf bases than a coconut will, because Syagrus tends to do that. But all in all, they're very neat palms. They're not too hard to keep green. Obviously, you can see some yellow here. They needed a little bit of fertilizer, but as most Syagrus do here. And they're just overall some beautiful plants. Looks like they're a little bit smaller going down there, but they have also just been planted. So I was really curious to find this here. I was not expecting it, but driving around old neighborhoods, you never know what you're going to find. And I would say the cold hardness of these is probably going to be similar to that of a queen. I know people who grow this all over Central Florida. So if you can grow a queen, you can grow one of these. They're a little bit hard to find. They're not as popular of a hybrid as they used to be because there's so many hybrids out now. This is one of the OG hybrids. So this has been around for at least 30 years, I would say, maybe 35. As far as I know, it could be much longer, but that's as far as I know the hybrid's been around. The mule being the first real hybrid, hence the name, the common name mule. But having, this one was. There were other natural hybrids in habitat and some in cultivation, but this is the second one that kind of was like recognized as a hybrid between two Syagrus that just really look really nice. Some hybrids look absolutely terrible, but this really has a good landscape potential if you were to grow a ton of them on. And there are people who do have them. Mostly you can find them in Central Florida around here. I'm sure you can find them throughout South America as well. But it's just a beautiful plant. I'm trying not to be too rude to the owner of the house. There's nobody home, but there might be snowbirds. But you can see these two right here are probably the most prominent, and they really sport that upright look that really is people look for in that tropical coconutty look, for lack of a better term. Where mules are just a little bit too big to look like a coconut, and their crown's a little bit too large, a little bit too floppy. These are a little bit tidier because they have that schizophylla in them. So they keep a very rigid, upright look. So, the seed. The thing about Syagrus or Butea hybrid seed is the seed is usually very thick, and you can actually crack it. If you take a little bit of the easiest way to do it is using like a regular hand vise, or a bench vise, And people do this where they actually apply some pressure to it and crack the endocarp, meaning the nut. And you can put a little crack in it. You can try and score it with a knife, or you can just put it into extremely hot, humid conditions in open air and get them to kind of germinate. They have the same problem that plants like Jubea and Parajubea do, where the Mbutia, where the nut is so thick that it's like trying to crack a coconut. So hence that's why they're so, they're so visually similar and scientifically similar to the. Oh, sorry, that guy was staring me down. Scientifically similar to coconuts. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's about it for these guys. Beautiful, almost a dozen here. And hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions about Syagrus hybrids, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.